Yeah. I think you could play an Emrakul. You could play an Emrakul. I think it'll be fine. If this is mill, I'll actually draw. I'll concede the entire match right now. If this is mill, and add an Emrakul to the sideboard, I'll eat my words. But it's not mill. Okay, pretty good start for my opponent. Alright, I'm gonna start blasting. League of Deadly Dispute. I've never cast the card. It would probably be fine in a deck like this. I do think it definitely shines more in formats like Pioneer, Standard, where like you're just a little bit more incentivized to make slower value plays in formats like that compared to Modern. No hammer, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna play the Saga this turn because we need to get a oven soon. White Emrakul over the other NTMO cards. It has the highest mana value, and like the biggest problem we have against Mill is Tasha's Hideous Laughter. So while Mill also, of course, while Emrakul also like shuffles if they mill it over. If they Tasha's it, like, you know, it's possible that, like, Emrakul is an early card revealed, and we only get Tasha's for, like, 10 instead of 30. And we can just tank a Tasha's a bit better. Oh, boy. Must have been the draw for turn. They didn't have this last turn. Okay. Definitely playing Squirrel. Should I dash this Ragavan? Am I okay trading Ragavan for Midnight here? Or do I want to do something else with my mana? Engineer, 3 months. Sorry, no, I asked, do you see this deck without Ragavan and Saga? I mean, the deck's a lot better with Ragavan and Saga, you know. I know that's the boring answer, but it is the truth. Like, you could build it without it. You could play Voldaren, Epicure. You could play, you know, you don't have to put Saga and Ragavan in the deck to have it be functional, but you lose a lot of power. And also, like, Ragavan and Saga are like the cards that shine the most when you're facing out cards like Rest in Peace and Chalice. So it's like, you know, you lose a lot of resiliency too when you cut a card like this. That was cat, not squirrel. I don't know what you're asking here. Better to dash there against a 10-10. I also don't know. Okay, they don't have a 10-10 in play now. They just trade Midnight and they put the hammer on the Paladin instead. So I'm confused what you're saying there too. I also have, you know, chump blockers for days. Like if we can stop them or you know, stall before they can find a Shadowspear, we are gonna do okay. Yeah. So here I think I'm playing Squirrel, casting Ragavan, playing Saga, and then I'm going to block, jump block with Ragavan, sack to draw. We obviously need to dodge Shadowspear, or second hammer is bad, but not just lethal. I thought you bobbled them. Wasn't there Sigarda's Aid? I'm confused. I'm sorry. I'm confused by the question. I'm gonna get Midnight in the hand, but let's just move on. The last card is 8 I saw with Bauble. Didn't they cast the Sigarda's Aid that we saw with Bauble? But yeah, if we saw the cigars with 8 with Bauble, then sure, that's great for us. If that is the case, I'm just not sure. I thought that this was the Sigarda's 8 that we saw. Yeah, you could play Voldaren Epicure over Ragavan. It's gonna be worse. I don't, and you just play other lands over Saga, I assume. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Okay, so I can make a Saga token, I can hold up Shrapnel Blast, and I can also put Lurrus into my hand. Saga token's kind of nice because I get to trigger off Disciple. I get to chump block the Construct a little bit. I think I'll go for Lurrus. Well, yeah, I don't think I need the Constructs. Is this gonna be the deck for the challenge tomorrow? I think so. Yeah. I don't know. I also like the mono blue list, but this deck's felt maybe a little more promising. I'm a little bit more excited about it. Okay, so they definitely have a hammer. So I'll make them cast it. So then I can sack the squirrel to oven for 2 food tokens. I can put my opponent down to 10 by getting back the squirrel. And then, so okay, this is gonna be complicated. I think we might have lethal. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be pretty close because if I get another oven next turn, I get to go sack this squirrel, 2 more food tokens, hold priority on the Cauldron Familiar, which is going to be 1 drain from the Familiar, and then 4 drains from the Disciple. Put my opponent down to 8 life. And then 1 more Witch's Oven is going to be 2 more damage. So, sorry, we use 5 down to 7, then down to 6. And then Shrapnel Blast sacking Witch's Oven is lethal. So I think we have the win. I think I've counted that we have Exactseas. All right, that probably gets it done, huh? Oh man, it's very nice of Magic Online to know that I don't like to count, so just give me super lethal. I guess maybe I'm slow rolling a little bit. But I also want to do this. I don't know. Oh, whoops, I lost Metalcraft. I can get it back by sacking. I'm just starting to blast, you know. So anyways, I started blasting. Jeez. This deck has been super sweet so far. They'll cut 3 Ragavans, 1 Anvil, 2 Shrapnel Blast for 2 Terminate. Oh, do I want the Needle? Probably don't actually want the Needle. So I can play like 1 Shrapnel Blast. That's probably fine. Yeah, the Disciple's been pretty good. It was definitely a card I was kind of skeptical on in this version when you compare it to the Arcbound Ravager combo version, but this deck feels more powerful, and so like Disciple just like does like, you know, incidentally like 6-7 points over the course of a game, backed up by your burn. It's been pretty good. Couldn't equip both hammers on Ornithopter. So the problem with that line is my opponent equipping both hammers on Ornithopter means that they are... Hold on. Wait, Saga, I guess? If my opponent equips both hammers on Ornithopter, they have to do it pre-combat, which means Ornithopter loses flying. But if they equip Ornithopter like they did at instant speed, they do get to get him for 10 damage in the air. But if they do it main phase, then the hammer makes it lose flying. There's no way that they knew how relevant that line of text was, right? Do you guys think that Wizards knew how relevant equipped creature loses flying would be? I never would have thought that they would like that effect would have been as relevant as it is. Okay, I'm gonna bauble myself here to see if I want to cast the Synthesizer. Yeah, there's a Galvanic Blast on top. So let's actually just go Cauldron Familiar, hold up Galvanic Blast. They 100% knew? Okay, yeah, at the very least it seemed random when I first read it, but it's obviously very relevant. But you're right, they probably knew. Okay, we've got Saga for that, or Moon for that. They do not have Metalcrafts. Oh man, don't you just love it when a line comes together? Do I cast the Synthesizer? I think I will, because I can use my mana on Lurrus next turn. Cool. And then I'll probably cast the other Alpine Moon, but do I name Silent Clearing, or do I name Inkmoth Nexus? I think I'll name the Silent Clearing. Yeah, the Synthesizer's been like a really, really key piece of the puzzle. This card's been super important. It's actually not the end of the world. So I've got Lurrus plus Spellbomb next turn. If I was offered a job at Watsu, would I take it? I mean, probably not. Like, I love what I do now more than anything they would possibly have me doing over at Wizards. And I also don't know that Wizards would offer me more money than I'm making now, because they don't really pay their people super well. So I really doubt that I would... it seems like very hard for Wizards to give me an attractive enough offer to take. Or unlikely, I should say. But obviously, like, there's an amount of money, and there's probably a job title that I would accept, I guess. Just don't know what that is or how much that would be. I've lived Synthesizer with Lurrus. I don't think so. Yeah, I agree that the oh, they drew Paladin for turn. It's brutal. Not unbeatable. Okay, so I'm going to Bauble myself. Then maybe sack the Synthesizer. Yeah. So we go sack Synthesizer. Cast Squirrel. And then we can sack the... We get to sack the Cauldron Familiar after we block to the Squirrel's ability. So fetch main phase. Dead to Shadowspear. My opponent's one card in hand is Lurrus, so it's at least not the card in their hand. Oh boy. I mean, I don't know if they really want to call this deck John. The green source is just for Squirrel. It, like, I don't know. I don't really know that this is a Jund deck. But I mean, you could splash Ancient Grudge, of course, too. Should help with Chalice if you're scared of Chalice. Pretty good pickup. Oh, very smart to move this over. Now I can't terminate the Lurrus. I can't Spellbomb the Lurrus, then terminate the Paladin. Good play, good play. Let's start off with a Synthesizer, I think. Now we terminate Lurrus. And then, do I want to play these two, or do I want to use this ability? I guess I'll use the ability again. Don't think it's gonna really matter. I think it's this game really comes down to, does my opponent draw? Do they draw the Shadowspear this turn, or do they not? Where does Samurai come from? The Synthesizer activated ability. All right, no attacks. They drew a land for turn. Awesome. There's an Anvil. So we can go Anvil, sack the Synthesizer. Oh, sorry. Obviously, should have played Disciple first. But I think we have lethal anyways. Full auto, 8 months. Cool, thank you for the 6. Appreciate ya. Yeah, obviously you should have just said it first. But we have super lethal. Alright, 5-1 on the day. 5-1 on the day with this deck. Pretty exciting. And keep this. Yeah, the Ravager in the first version was pretty cool, but this list feels a lot more refined. Like, you know, when we played, I can pull up the draft number 1 from Wednesday, I think. Tuesday or Wednesday. Sorry, my Nihil list got all messed up. Here it is. Yeah, this was the first version with we tried to combo off with Disciple Ravager, playing the Asmo food package, but as it turns out, it kind of seems like cutting the Asmo package makes every single deck better. Unfortunately, seems like there's fewer engine exposure. Yeah, we haven't been running into like many hate cards. That's absolutely true. This deck is going to be weak to hate cards. It is what it is. Man, being able to play in this hand will be crazy. Okay, reveal Lord of Atlantis. I hate hitting an Aether Vial here. So I think that I save the treasure token here because it triggers, you know, all 3 of these creatures being sacked. Asmo package just needed to its friend Savage Titan. I think that it needed to not be in the deck. Okay, so they do have a yeah, it's probably actually best here. I'm gonna get my basic mountain to use my mana to put Lurrus in my hand. So I actually get to use this mana like pretty efficiently. And I know I missed on like a point of damage on the Disciple, but that's probably gonna be fine. And I think I just attack with Ragavan. It's kind of close. Obviously, I could get blown out by 2 mana Flash Merfolk plus the Lord that we know about. Okay, well, my opponent has no interest in trying to blow me out, I guess. So. Just gonna pass back. Yeah, I remember that like people were really scared of Asmo. People for a little while thought the food package with Troll King was gonna be like the new Hogak. It was definitely a scary deck, especially when you didn't know how to play around it. But I think once people started to play against it, they realized how it was just kind of fine. Okay, so a double block. I think a double block is fine here. If they violin a 3 mana Lord, then I just have Lurrus to start recurring these creatures. So I think that is gonna like favor me enough that I'm okay with this block. And if this ends up being just trading a squirrel for a merfolk, I think you probably have to be okay with that as well. Okay, so we basically know for sure that my opponent does not have a Lord in their hand, so I should be pretty safe to attack here. What's the best deck in Modern? I don't know. Titan, probably. Okay, they could have the Merfolk God, though. I'm going to risk it. Oh, no, sorry, this is a 3-3. Yeah, my opponent just hates trying to get a blowout, I guess. Oh, yeah, 3-3 Mutavault, too. Yeah. Thankfully, they keep casting these Tricksters. So maybe I'm supposed to get my Stomping Ground there. They take the Vial up to 4, so I guess they probably have a copy of Subtlety in their hand. If they slam Astral Waves, we'll probably lose. Okay, not a bad draw. We've had a lot of readers on Synthesizer. The Synthesizer's been... the Synthesizer Anvil has been really great here. Which is definitely something I'm wanting to, like, evaluate, right, when we're comparing this list to Arya's. But, like, this package just felt really good. Oh, am I still good at Magic? Well, I never claimed to be, but I also don't spend any time doing anything else, so... it's probably important that I'm at least okay. Oh boy. The value. I guess I should have maybe played the Synthesizer from the graveyard first. I still have some cards I can hit. I think I just want to get to play and get in play for next turn rather than play the Disciple of the Vault using this mana. And I have like Bauble and like some colorless artifacts I can hit. Do I want to attack with the Ravenous Squirrel? I think I'll wait a turn. Yeah, wait a turn. How much longer playing these decks do I feel comfortable in the combat step? Still seems like I'm in Team of Rec mode. Really? I feel like I've been playing in the combat step pretty well today. Oh, I guess maybe not against this match. Yeah, I feel like it hasn't been that bad. Oh my gosh. Who was it that summoned Master of Waves to my opponent's hand? I'm probably super dead, right? Oh, it also buffs subtlety because it's an elemental. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, it gets Mutavault gets double buffed. Blast from the past. I'll make them attack me. Make them figure out if I'm dead or not. Yeah, I would try red black with both the channel lands over 2 Blackleaf Cliffs. I don't think anything else from Neo in that deck. Okay, attacking with Master. I'm probably dead. I'm sure they've done the their calculations, I'm sure. But on the off chance I'm not dead, these are the best blocks for me. I take 12. I'm not dead. 12, 16. Yeah, I'm not dead. Do I block any differently? I don't think so. I'm not dead. Yeah, I'm at 4 life, and I wasn't counting though. I guess I could have blocked. Maybe we could have killed the Mutavaults. I don't know. I think I need to. I don't know. I needed to maybe. Okay, let's play the Disciple first. Then sack the Synthesizer to the Anvil. Do gain a life here. We have a few triggers that go on the stack. How are we ahead here? What happened? I don't know. I think what happened is my opponent attacked with the Master of Waves after not counting. After declaring that math is for blockers, they decided to just attack and got pretty punished for it, I think. Do I attack with the Squirrel? I probably can attack with Squirrel, yeah. Yeah, if they just didn't attack with the Master, they'd probably win this game pretty easy. So I can Spreading Seas the Mutavault if I want. I don't hate that. Trigger. I will say this is probably the best deck I've ever played for treasure tokens, triggering both Squirrel and Disciple of the Vault. Yeah, if they had another Master, they would have violed it in already. We are dead to Subtlety off the top as the one unknown card. But maybe they would have Subtlety my Ragavan. Yeah, I can't think of any single card we die to this turn. It'd have to be like Master of Waves plus like Classical Mimic on Master or something. Yeah, I have the Shadowspear. That was something that Arya didn't have in her list, but like the Shadowspear on the squirrels has been super relevant so far. So I'm pretty happy with Shadowspear in the deck. I do think it is a conversation. Like, I think it can be easy to just slam Shadowspear in every Saga list, but I do think with the squirrel it's good enough. Oh, thank you so much, Esther. Any chance? What? Do you have any coffee available? Ready?
I think.
If you want to make it? Is that okay? Thank you, Esther. She brought some bacon. Alright, it's in the sideboard. I must have thought it was in the sideboard. Yeah, sideboarding is kind of interesting. I think I like main decking it, but it's a conversation for sure. Her list is also, you know, definitely a little different, right? I think I am getting the Shadowspear. I don't have a familiar in the yard. Does Shadowspear lose to the 2/2 tapper? Yeah, I need to buy some of these in paper too. Don't get blown by the Tapper Folk or the Bounce Folk. I can still beat both of those by blasting the Subtlety. Or, you know, not die. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, well, I'm gonna Anvil. Still, they're still top decking. We're still in excellent shape. I don't have any more basics to fetch, so I can't play either of my threats, though. Oh yeah, Spreading Seas into Lord. But no, they don't have the mana to cast those and Mutavault, right? Yeah, we lost to Mill in the last round of the last league. It was a real heartbreaker. So we can play Cat off this black mana, the next turn play Oven off the Saga, hold up Blast. Let's roll okay if you don't play green mana. We have a Stomping Ground we can fetch for, and we have a Springleaf Drum. We've activated Squirrel several times actually today. But yeah, I think if you have Squirrel and you have fetch lands, you should play a green source, which we are doing. Thank you, sweetheart. Mm-hmm. You're carrying the stream. Yep. Yep. Things are looking pretty good. Shadowspear, huh? So here I can go Synthesizer, Oven, Shadowspear, potentially replace something else off Synthesizer. I can also just make a token. I think we'll just make a token. And then not attack into the 2/2. Flame, I think I maybe missed your 7 months because I was chewing on bacon, but thank you for your 7-month resub. Hope I didn't miss it. Is there an archetype I think is good, but personally don't enjoy playing? Probably. I feel like Tron's pretty good. I don't usually like it. I mean, sometimes, you know, Tron's not the worst. Dude, my opponent, they hate trying to get a blowout with, with Trickster. They just won't do it. GG's Lamb. Yeah, my decks does seem pretty good. We'll see. I think I'm gonna play it in tomorrow's challenge. Is the plan. Get a deck guide out pretty quick for this for CFB Pro. Okay, I guess my opponent is just like, I should always attack, because if they have Trickster, they're just going to play it pre-combat every single time, right? My opponent is just not, they're just not going to, like, get to block, so we just never need to play around it. No, the attack's not free due to Oven because they have a Relic in play. They get to Relic my Cauldron Familiar. Is Arya the Indian writer on CFB? I'm not sure what their nationality is, or her nationality is, but yes, that is the Arya, the writer on Channel Fireball, yeah. And she wrote a guide for a Bloodghast, Goblin Bombardment, the 1-mana zombie, a version of this deck, and we played against that version yesterday, and someone's like, "This is Arya's list." I wasn't familiar with Arya. Now we are. Arya, and her list gave us like a lot of inspiration for this like artifact themed version. So big shout out to her. Okay, Springleaf Drum. No, we're not making token there, right? Is my Anvil gonna get countered? I'm not sure. Let me play Shadowspear. Let me play Shadowspear here. Okay, so this is going to seem a little odd, I think, but I'm actually going to attack with my Construct, and I'm going to sack it post-combat. What's nice about that is I get an Anvil trigger, and then I get 2 food tokens, and that way they're not going to be able to... Oh, well. Yeah, normally Merfolk Trickster would just kill a Construct, but I'm just going to sack it to the oven. Put it in the oven, trigger the Anvil. And then now I'm actually going to be able to sack my Familiar and just and continue to loop it, since their Relic can't get it, because I could just sack another food in response. Oh, Arya Flame. That would actually be a sick Twitter handle for Arya. I don't know if Arya's in the market for a new Twitter handle, but it'd be a pretty good one. Might block and sack the Construct here to the Anvil. Or maybe it's better to sack to the Oven. I really don't... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to need a fourth food, third food. Deck tech for skin. Can you post a link in chat? I'll take a look. Synthesizer's been really, really good in this list. It's better in this list than it was in the other version, because our curve is super low. We have 2 Anvils and 3 Shrapnel Blasts is the only cards that cost 2 mana. So like Synthesizer, like it really is it's a cheap 2-for-1 that also synergizes really well with your other artifact set cards. The card is just kind of perfect here, I feel. Was an Arya Phoenix card? It was, yeah, it was. It's also like definitely the case that modern players are just not familiar at playing around Cap. Yeah, Skin, if you could post a link in chat whenever you're ready, I'll take a look at your deck tech. No, we lost against Mill. They got me for Xaxes, unfortunately. Collective Consciousness is posted a link in the chat, but not Skinny Thor. Good username though. Okay, so are we making a token with the Saga? That's all we're doing this turn, if we are. Second Cauldron Familiar would be pretty good. That's you? Yeah, I wasn't sure. So yeah, sometimes... I know sometimes usernames get a little mixed up like that. I just wanted to make sure. I could Needle the Relic. Oh, sorry, I didn't bring a Needle. I can't Needle the Relic. I think I'll just get another Oven. Crazy Cat Lady. Channeler Sentinel Guardian. Okay, so I love that you're not playing counterspells. I think counterspells play pretty poorly with the Sihili combo. I do like that you're being more proactive by playing Channeler Ragavan. I would probably like to see the 4th Teferi in this list. In the main deck, of course. Maybe not. Maybe that's too many. Maybe that is too many 3-mana Planeswalkers. But I'd at least be like somewhat interested in it, right? You might be right if your thesis is that's too many 3-mana Planeswalkers. It's also possible these iterations are not great, since you do have like 3 4s and 7 3s. So I mean, iteration's obviously a broken card, and I think that it's probably fine to test. But I would like, if you're gonna play this list, keep an eye on iteration. Ask yourself, is this really the card advantage you want? I think there's probably a decent chance it's not. There's a decent chance that you're going to want to play like more Teferis and more Planeswalker-based permission instead. So yeah, that's definitely something to keep an eye out for. But this is probably a fine way to build it at first. I like your removal spell split, maybe. Oh, sorry, I thought you were playing Ragavan Channeler. I'm sorry, you need Ragavan on the deck. I don't know if it's a budget concern. Ragavan's so good putting your 3-mana Planeswalkers in play. I like Sentinel too. In fact, I actually think what you should do is go -4 iteration, +4 Ragavan. Maybe you cut the Spreading Seas from the main so you can play 4 Heat, 3 Ending, and then 4 Teferi. I think it's going to be my suggestion is. Yeah, cut the iterations for Ragavans, still be on 22 lands, cut the Spreading Seas for 2 more Unholy Heat, and then 1 more Teferi. Is good. Yeah, that's going to be my aspiring recommendation. Take a look at the sideboard too. I would play the 3rd Rest in Peace before the 1st Sanctifier for Living End. I would also play Ashiok in the sideboard, or Blood Moon, or Magus of the Moon for the Titan matchup over Aether Gust. Especially when you have Ragavan to ramp into them. Yeah, I'd like to see, like, at least on the Magic Online metagame right now, just more like 3 Ashioks or Magus of the Moons for Titan, just because that matchup is rough. Alright, we're at 18. They are drawing cards off their Merfolk God. Terminate, not super helpful here. Let's go ahead and play a Synthesizer, I guess. Let's see if we can get any help. Cat's pretty good with Springleaf Drum. I was kind of considering, the 4th Oven. I was considering maybe playing, the, more Springleaf Drums in this deck. Oh, sorry. I meant to tap this for a black mana before sacrificing here. It's okay. I have enough ovens that it doesn't really matter. Activate Shadowspear to terminate the god. Well, I don't know. You could, yeah, you could. I kind of think that this is probably better though. Can maybe do that next turn. Yeah, Relic does not seem like it really does that much against us. Yeah, they're fed up. They pop their Relic. Doesn't do anything. All right, that's my advice on this list. I like building it this way. I really think that it's a big trap in the cat deck to like build it like super reactively with a lot of counter spells and just have all these like clunky proactive cards that don't really fit very well. Could there be a viable blue-black version? Well, you know, what would you want to play blue for over red, right? Red gives you Anvil, Synthesizer, Ragavan, which are like Synthesizer, Anvil is like the whole, and the Blast and the Shrapnel Blast. It's like the whole deck, so it would just be a super different list. Splash blue for Tezzeret. Well, you really don't want to raise your curve. You don't want to play like 4-mana threats in a deck like this and Synthesizer. Synthesizer and more bigger threats are okay in the like that blue-red list we played recently, I think, where just gonna block with everything. like Synthesizer's okay in that blue-red list we played recently, where you have access to more mana acceleration, where you're playing 4 drum, 4 Moonsnare prototype. I think it's like okay there, but I don't think that Synthesizer in a deck like this that doesn't have many mana rocks can afford to play a 4 mana Planeswalker. Oh, sorry, I meant to Anvil one of the blockers. I got plenty of food, I guess. Oh, you're kidding about Tez? Sure. It is the kind of suggestion we get a lot, though. Let's add 4 mana Planeswalker to this deck. My opinion on Witherbloom Command, it is fringe playable, and it's definitely the kind of card that some players will recognize as being fringe playable and like try really hard to fit it into a deck, but the reality is it just doesn't like really fit in a lot of places. Okay, so I think I've got lethal here because I've got the Pyrite Spellbomb in the deck. Oh boy. Assuming I don't miscount, let's do this first, but... yeah, this is game. Yeah, Anvil's been really good. I'm really happy that I didn't give up on the card after, like, my first couple Anvil decks were kind of mid. It's definitely the kind of card that you have to, you just have to play with it before you start to understand how you can build around it. Okay. Did I miscount? I think I'm pretty... yeah, my opponent's dead. I can put them to -1. I think I'm also... I besides the match against Mill, I've 2-0'd all of my opponents so far today. Oh, whoops, hold on. Sorry, I don't know which cat is coming back. Yeah, besides our match against Mill, I'm pretty sure I've 2-0'd all my opponents. So we're currently going to be 6-1 on the day and 13-1 in games, which is pretty sick for like a new brew. Like I also do think our sideboard could be better. Is another thing that I've been kind of thinking. Yeah, Synthesizer Anvil is a really good engine too. I really like that. Absolutely. Did we deal all 20 with cat pings? We did some with Anvil, but we probably did like 17 with cat pings. I assume you mean 13-2 because you lost a match? No, well, oh, sorry, yeah, 13-2. Yeah, yes, yeah, 13-2. Sorry. Someone corrected me on that earlier, and I don't know how I missed that. Yeah, we did lose 2 games. Math has never been my foray. How do you think your 4-color matchup is? It's probably okay. Okay, let's keep this. I'm trying to think if I'm gonna play Squirrel on 1. I'm gonna play Bauble, and then I can save the Bauble to sacrifice on turn 2, which gives me an extra damage with the Disciple of the Vault. One guy's blessing. I think you should play Emrakul instead. Just because like you're really not gonna go for Lurrus very often, and the fact that Emrakul can maybe help you tank Atasha's is more important than Gaia's Blessing. But if you don't own an Emrakul, then Gaia's Blessing is better, I guess. It's Thoughtseize are on the Answer for Chalice. Right now, like I am intentionally not playing Answers for Chalice because I do not expect to play against the Chalice of the Void. If I feel like I'm gonna play against Chalice, I will play like 3 Ancient Grudge on the sideboard. But I am intentionally just expecting to not play against Chalice at the moment. I don't think I've played against a single main deck Chalice deck all week. Maybe one that I'm forgetting, but. I do think Chalice is the kind of card that if you're not expecting it, it's okay to not like be prepared for it. But if you are expecting it, or if you do want to prepare for it, the card you'll play is hold on. The card you'll play is damn it. I guess I'll crack the bubble now because I would really like to get the scroll to 3/3 if I can. The card you'll play is Ancient Grudge. I do think that this matchup is bad. First time playing it today. It does feel rough to feel like you have a bad Titan matchup right now because it is such a popular and powerful deck. I deal with Karn against deck against draw matchup. Yeah, you probably just fucking lose to it. You know, you can attack Karn, you can Galvanic Blast Karn, you can Shrapnel Blast it, but you also probably lose to it is the reality. You're a linear deck with a lot of artifact based synergies. Karn's going to be very good against you, and the sooner everybody in the chat is at peace with losing to cards like this, the better. Because I didn't draw any help here. Ah, no blocks. Let's go. Play the familiar. Smash is decent as well. Well, I would prefer to play Ancient Grudge, but you know, you can yes you. This is not like a huge crazy problem. Like, if there's artifacts you're worried about answering, you can play Artifact Destruction in your sideboard. This is not something. This is not, you know, anything new, right? Okay. Disciple of the Vault triggers off map going to the graveyard. Yeah, Arboreal Grazer is the most format warping card in Modern. Not even really a conversation. Okay, yeah, they saw I didn't have anything to kill the Grazer last turn, so they're not playing round one here, obviously. Am I going to... Go get Blood Crypt, but am I going to Galvanic Blast this Grazer? I think I am, but we're probably going to lose. Is Grudge better than Spree? I think so. I don't think that you're great at getting like a ton of red mana. I think like you do have a green source for Squirrel to flash back. You have a, you know, Springleaf Drum. I do think that Grudge is probably a bit better, yeah. Instant Speed is also like really relevant because of Hammer Time. Like Instant Speed, Artifact Answers, very relevant because of Hammer. Yeah, let's go Disciple. We are gonna have a good turn next turn. We get to get a Oven, and we get to go sack Cauldron Familiar, sack the food token, make Squirrel a 4/4, deal damage with Disciple. Then Shrapnel Blast is another 6 damage. So I'm counting 5 from the Squirrel, 6 from the Disciple, 5 from the Shrapnel Blast, and then 2 from the Disciple Ping. So I think we're a couple short. But it also seems like my opponent's not killing me here, so we'll just have to see. I have, you know, it definitely feels like I've got a few draws here that get it done. That one, I think, gets it done. Yeah, it has to. Awesome. Yeah, I will say that going into today, like, the one card I was kind of hesitant about was Disciple of the Vault, but it has really felt good today. Which is great. Card's really cool. It's a classic card, right? Yes, this is another 8 damage effectively. Jeez. Let's go. I know I can auto yield, but it's also like it doesn't save that much time to auto yield when I only have to click through like 3 triggers. It's either like I do 3 clicks, auto yielding, saving targets always yes, or I just click through it 3 times. It just doesn't matter, right? But I know if I'm gonna do more triggers, I auto yield, but you know it's just like 3 clicks, man. All right, so I think in this matchup you want to cut the anvils. Let's cut the Shadowspear in this matchup. And then we have to cut 4 more cards. Maybe the blasts are a bit... I don't know. Maybe we can cut the 3rd blast. 4th Bauble. 2 Ragavans on the draw. Maybe I cut all the Ragavans on the draw. It's just like... They're already going to Grazer it anyways, you know. Yeah, let's try this. No, drum's really good. I don't think you ever want to cut the drum. Is this like nuts? It's been very good so far. This has been, I think, no exaggeration to say this is of all the Neon Dynasty brews I put together. This has been the best one. Yeah, yeah. You also, yeah, you have Thoughtseize. You do have answers for these cards, but I will say, artifact pilots, you got to be really comfortable, like just sometimes losing to hoser cards if you're gonna play a deck like this. That's the kind of attitude I want to see. I did what I could against the Chalice. I did what I could against the Stony Silence. I did what I could against the Rest in Peace, but they got me. How do I feel about Anvil versus Bombardment? In this list, Anvil is a lot better. Like this list is very much focused on like the sacrificing artifact theme, and then Anvil plus Synthesizer is a really important engine for this deck to function. Where you're like, Synthesizer is great with the low curve. It's really reliable card advantage, and then sacking Synthesizer to Anvil has been a really powerful engine. And Anvil was good with Bauble, and Anvil's been really good. It's good with Cat Oven. Yeah, I think it is great in this deck. I think it is great in this deck. What do you think, Esther? Care to comment?
Great.
It's great.
You know what I found out?
What?
It wasn't my perfume that was smelling like maple syrup. It was my chapstick. So I threw that shit away because I hated it.
Yeah, Esther started to smell like maple syrup, and she's acting like it's a bad thing.
I just can't stand it.
Okay. Alright, Thoughtseize their payoff. Still pretty behind this game. They have 2 Grazers. What are you going to do? They're like chili? Yeah, I'd say so. Chili these nuts. Perhaps as well. Yeah, but back to the Anvil versus Bombardment. Like if you want to play Bombardment instead, you should just play Arya's list. Arya has a really cool list that's up on CFB Pro that's playing Bombardment, Bloodghast, Kroxa. I can never remember the name of that one mana zombie that mills 3, sacks to mill or dies mills 3. But yeah, you need to be like not focused on the artifact synergies. You need to be focused on like the graveyard synergies. Yeah, Stitcher Supplier. Yeah, the card that was really good in Hogak. We all know what we're talking about. That is a phenomenal draw. I'm going to play this turn. Lets me attack. And then, am I blasting this Construct token before they can make another one? I guess I should just respond to them making a token, if that's their line. We definitely have to hope it's their line, I guess. Okay, they're not making a token. I can still blast this now. I guess I will. Might Bolt still be better than Blast to force through Ragavan in the early game? I mean, it is against, like, specifically Grazer. I think it's hard to, like, point to, like, any other card than Grazer that has 3 toughness on turn 1. And then Blast obviously dealing 4 to the opponent's face is, you know, it's more than 3. Brick. Yeah, no! This is not a brick. It might look like a brick, but we, I guess our squirrel is maybe bigger than the Grazer. No! Okay. We'll find a way to fight through. Yeah, let me actually, I'm not going to make a token. I feel like a lot of times you don't make a token in this deck. I did side out the spear. But here, if I don't find anything good off Synthesizer, I can just put Lurrus in my hand. Yeah, this is... Yeah, they just have 2 bounce lands in their hand, right? Okay, so I will... Lurrus in the hands. Attack with the squirrel. And I guess I'll attack with the familiar, too. Turn Timber has been pretty popular in Titan lately. I'm not sure exactly what the theory is, but the Punts PTQ winning list had like 3 or 4 Turn Timber in it. Yeah, Punt won a PTQ with Turn Timber. It can't be all bad, right? That being said, I've won a PTQ with Counterbalance in my deck, so you know, take that with a grain of salt, I guess. Okay, are we dead? I guess we'll find out. Cultivator Colossus is the choice over Titan here. Our opponent only has... Oh, no, so they'll have 2 lands in their hand. Okay, we'll see. I feel like that means we're dead. Well, my opponent's going to have 2 lands in their hand after casting Cultivator. It's probably pretty bad for us, I agree. The deck also played top. No, it was a modern PTQ with Counterbalance and Mystic Sanctuary. That deck was pretty good. Doesn't Titan just win? I think so. I mean, they have 2 spells in their hand right now. And they have, you know, roughly millions of mana, so we're probably not in great shape. But those 2 spells could be Graziers and Amulets, I guess. Explore. Oh yeah, if they're not playing Stronghold, they don't win. This is the thing about Stronghold. It's so silly to me that people play Garrison over Stronghold, because there's just so many spots where like, oh, I should be dead here. Oh, they're not playing Stronghold? Okay, I'm not dead, you know? I feel like that happens constantly to me. Like, I just like, am not dead in spots because my opponent is, doesn't have Slayer Stronghold in their deck. Doesn't every list? No, some lists play Battlements over Stronghold and they swear it's better. And I'm sure there's an argument for it. My brain isn't big enough to understand. Okay, Dryad was one of the 2 spells in their hand. Yeah, it could be Dryad. Dryad Azusa, let's go! The argument is your mana gets a lot better. I guess. I don't know, like... Your mana requirements are not that crazy, you know what I mean? Like, you really you need like 2 green sources, right? And then your mana is basically perfect. I don't know how many games you just don't have those 2 green sources. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. They definitely got way too cute there. That being said, they you know, they've got a lot of blockers. Your mana's really bad. I believe you, Fran. I believe you, Fran. I'm just trying to understand, you know. All right, let's go. Yeah, usually they go for Valakut Battlements to get their Titan Haste. That is usually the line. Oh, that is a really good card to be on top, Disciple of the Vaults. That maybe gives me lethal next turn, maybe not. Okay, this Wrecked on DR. I don't think this deck would be it would be a fine DRC deck, probably, but I don't think that there's really room. You would probably play it over like Galvanic Blast or Shrapnel Blast. But I think I'm probably happier without it. I will agree that not too many decks just get a lot worse when you add Dragon Rage's Channeler to them, but some do. Do control decks have a bad matchup against Tron? Not really. They like main deck Spreading Seas. They have Counterspell now, not Mana Leak. Yeah, so they're drawing a dud. They're drawing a dud. We're drawing Disciple, and then another card, and then another card. Okay, that's actually a pretty good draw. I think that means my opponent probably can't kill me if they top deck Titan, because I can name Valakut. I do need to use the restroom. I'm going to go ahead and yield till end step. Be right back. Alright. 6/6 trample. Let's Squirrel's about to be a 13-13, a 14-14. Maybe I should leave in the Shadowspear. I don't know. We probably win this game if I have the Shadowspear in the deck. Might win the game anyways. Solus, thanks for the 5-month resubscriptions. A long time. That is quite the draw. So I'm going to play Disciple of the Vault. This might be lethal. Might be lethal. But we can just kind of see if my opponent's top card is a relevant spell. And then decide how we need to sequence the rest of our turn. If we need to Alpine Moon named Valakut, right? Yeah, it is not a relevant spell. So this is so this is I think we have lethal, right? This is each tap is 2 damage, and then the Shrapnel Blast is 6 with the Disciple. So yeah, this is Xaxes actually. So sorry, I guess I shouldn't have attacked first. I was still counting when I clicked attack. All right, I'll save. Yeah, this deck is sick. I guess I should. Sorry, I should just cast the Shrapnel Blast now. Okay, beating Titan feels pretty good because this is a matchup I'm definitely concerned about. 2020 Squirrel, as big as Marriott Lage. 3060 this league. We started off 8-0, 4080 last league too. It's pretty exciting. This guy's kind of weak. It's missing some stuff. Might probably can mulligan this. You missed 1 point with Disciple by bringing back Cat on opponent's instep. Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, pretty easy to miss points with this deck, I feel. I'll put back the Cat with this hand. I don't know. Maybe it's I can sack the Synthesizer to Shrapnel Blast. I'll put back the Cat. Obviously, the Cat would be like, I'll miss it if I draw Oven exactly. Ooh, Tron. And then we drew Oven exactly. All right, let's start. We do have 3 Alpine Moons. Can't cast the Anvil. We're probably, I mean, we're super dead. They're on the play. They've got Tron. We're dead. Whatever. Spike, how do we turn 3 Tron on the play? I don't know, man. This ain't that kind of deck, bucko. This ain't that kind of deck. That's the neat thing. You don't. So our streak of winning every single game is over this league. We might win the match though. Got a lot of sideboard cards. I do think this is not an Anvil matchup. Gonna cut the Shadowspear. Can maybe trim the 4th copy of Synthesizer. Trim a Familiar, trim a Bauble. Kinda like that. Okay, I kind of trump Swarm Coil with Oven. Yeah, sure. I'm very happy to concede that game. Sounds pretty fast. Really is missing a land. Ragavan on the play against Tron is very strong though. You have a Bauble as well. It's really close. I'm gonna try it. Price of Progress in Modern. I think the Price of Progress is not a good addition to Modern. You know, Price of Progress, I think is a really good Price of Progress is a really good, I think, fixer for Legacy, where in Legacy you have fetches and original dual lands. And so, like, I think that it is important for every format to have, reasons why, like, non-basic lands basic lands can be better than non-basics. And so in Legacy, like, you have Blood Moon, Wasteland, Price of Progress as the ways that kind of balance basic lands, non-basic lands, fetch, shock, mana bases. But in Modern, your shock lands cost you 2 life already. So I think Price of Progress is not a good balancer. Hope that makes sense. At least that's my my take. Dude, Disciple is so good against them. I just realized. Yeah, I don't think Price of Progress would break the format, but I also think it would not be good for the format. there is a nebula in between of breaking the format and you know, still not being a good addition, right? Guess I'll, whatever, just do this now. I've got double Shrapnel Blast. I think we probably can't lose this game. We'll see. Sultai, Kaito Snow. Okay, interesting. I have thought about building the deck this way. Let me take a little bit of a closer look at it. So one thing I was thinking about in my Sultai list when you're playing Grist and Kaito is like maybe Birds of Paradise is good. But Birds is also like so bad against Ragavan. Interesting to be in on the discard spells. I actually kind of like this since like Counterspell plus Ice Fang plus black 1-mana spells is pretty tough on your mana. So building the mana this way is kind of interesting. And being in on the discard spells rather than the counter spells. I think, yeah, they're dead. Turn 3 kill. Turn 3 kill, baby. Each of these deals 9. So anyways, I started blasting. And the Anvils have been feeling really good. The Anvils are like, I don't think the deck even works without Anvil. I mean, in some matchups you want to side it out, but like in the grindy matchups and like, it has been incredibly strong. It's a super good engine with your synthesizers too. Obviously, like, not very good against decks like Tron and Titan, but it has been feeling... I've really liked the card. Yeah, this is cool. Like, I do feel like I would probably prefer to try to be in on counter spells when you're playing cards like Ice Fang, but I do agree the mana kind of stinks. You can maybe try to make the mana work with Abundant Growth. I feel like Witherbloom Command is a trap of a card, though. I think that card is not that strong. And I think it's a cool card that people see as like kind of fringe playable, and they start to put it in decks where it just really doesn't belong. Especially when you're not playing 4 Fatal Push. You need 4 Fatal Push, man. I don't. You gotta play 4 of those. Okay, we keep this hand. Disciple's good against Tron because they're sacking all their stars and spheres and stuff. I think I'm putting back Galvanic Blast with this hand though. Yeah, I like the Drowns too. Yeah, I just want to see you cut the Witherbloom commands, cut a Cling to Dust, play the 4th Fatal Push, 4th Thoughtseize, and the main I think is really important right now with all the Titan. And then you have a couple of flex spots to work with. So I would maybe like 2 Spell Pierce. I feel like that could shine here. I don't like Katara very much in your Ice Fang deck. Castle Electrine's also kind of sketch, but. Yeah, sorry, in your Ice Fang deck, I don't think you want the channel lands too badly. Yeah, let me play a Disciple of the Vault on turn 1 here. I think those are my thoughts. Cool list. I think this is a pretty well built for the most part, just like with those changes. I like the idea of building the list this way. Maybe just 1 Spell Pierce, then maybe like 2nd Grist is the other like flex spot we're considering. So okay. So I got Tron. I do have 3 Alpine Moons in the deck. I was maybe not lucky enough to find one. Let's see what our Thoughtseizes see. Karn, Expedition Map, Ancient Stirrings. Sylvan, or yeah. So I guess let's take the Karn, and then could play Ravenous Squirrel. I don't know that I need to Thoughtseize any of these. Maybe let's Thoughtseize the Stirrings, actually. Needle the Tower. Thank you, Twitch chatter. Canister, thanks for the raid, dude. Hope you're having a good day. We're playing a updated version of the Red-Black Anvil deck. It's been really exciting. This is the older version. Showed off the canister and the Faithless Looters. But this is like very much inspired by Arya's like Red-Black Goblin Bombardment Bloodghast version, but we're trying to lean in on the Anvil Synthesizer engine, and we're currently 7-1 on the day, although I think we're about to lose to Tron. But this deck has been feeling really good today. This is like usually how I've been laying it out, like the creatures, artifacts, the burn spells. I'm liking it a lot. That 5-0. No, we lost to Mill playing for the 5-0. They got me for Xaxes, unfortunately. Okay, so let's start off by casting the Needle, and they can crack the Expedition map, or we can name Expedition map, which I think I'm just going to name. And then we can play Squirrel, Bauble ourselves, trigger the Squirrel. Yeah, I did think about Crack the Earth. I don't think it's probably that good. But it is, you know, it is cool, right? I'm playing Showcase. Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, I'm playing it. I think I'm gonna play this. I'm not really sure how good this deck is yet, but I do usually like to play brews in the challenges. And even if they're like a little untested like this one, that's just like what I like to play. I know it's the Showcase, but this list has also felt really good today. Yeah, I know I said Tezzeret Brew, but you know, I think this deck's probably better. Oh, I should have got these Stomping Ground so I could activate Squirrel. Yeah, I mean the Boros Blade deck is good too. Oh, dude, they have Blast Zone. Well, at least it kills their map, and then it triggers Disciple twice. Yeah, this matchup doesn't seem great. We do have 3 Alpine Moons in the board. We killed them on turn 3, also last game. Okay, I thought I shuffled you away, Cauldron Familiar. We do get to put Lurrus in our hand here. I expect this deck is really good in fair matchups, pretty unfavored elsewhere. Maybe. I mean, we have beaten Titan and Glimpse today. I don't know how lucky we've gotten. But it is true the fact that we're playing, you know, we like Ravenous Squirrel could be like easily a 4/4 on turn 2. We have Ragavan, we've got Galvanic Blast, Shrapnel Blast. Like it does feel like you can race these decks. Obviously, I don't think that I'm favored against Tron, but I also don't think these matchups are like so terrible that you just can't play this deck. They get a Sanctum of Ugin. They play an O-Stone. They can't quite pop it this turn. Do you want to play a Synthesizer? No, I think I just go Lurrus, Needle, O-Stone. I think we get an Asmo Shell. My first draft of this deck, which we played on Tuesday, was an Asmo Shell. I was also trying to combo kill with Disciple Ravager. This version has felt much better. The one we're playing today. Okay, they found a Karn the Great Creator. They do minus. But Karn is obviously great against our artifact deck. They find a Ballista, which I imagine they'll just ping the Lurrus twice here, right? So I can't get anything back. And then I'm going to need to find Galvanic Blast or Shrapnel Blast to kill the card. I mean, I guess I would also need to find another artifact. Gonna be tough. Might have to take my advice of just lose to Karn, man. Just lose to Karn. Nope. Never taken my own advice. Fighting through. I mean, obviously, we're still not in great shape, but if they do brick some more, we've got a chance. They can't make their O-Stone a blocker. That'd be pretty bad for me. Yeah. Oh no, Karn is bugged. I keep forgetting that Karn is bugged. Oh, they just have another one? Well, that sucks. Yeah, Karn is bugged where it makes every creature it pluses on, every artifact a 1/1. But they also just Sundering Titan me here, right? I lose 2 lands and I lose anyways. Yeah. They trigger their Sanctum. Alright, we'll just lose. Fall to 3-1. I would definitely not hate back-to-back 4-1s, though. Prediction? Yeah, I can get a prediction going, I guess. Well, maybe a little late. Yeah, it's a little late. I do want to get more predictions going. I always... if mods want to do, like, whenever we're, like, you know, playing for 4-1 or 5-0, if you guys are available to just fire those up, that's fine. Playing any events? So I'm playing the Showcase Challenge tomorrow, and then I'm playing in the team... I think if I see a land on top, am I really just not playing anything on turn 1? I'm not sure. Obviously, it's like an easy shuffle if I don't. I think I still have to cast Drum on turn 1, so let me actually target them. Yeah, I'm playing the team NRG event in March with Caleb, and I'm also going to play the Hunter Burden, which I think is the weekend before that event, which is local to me. The Hunter Burden's local to me. And then my birthday weekend in April is the SCG Open in Dallas. Well, it's really Fort Worth. They always say Dallas, though. But yeah, my birthday weekend is the SCG here, so that's going to be a really fun birthday weekend for me. And then I don't have like any planned tournaments after that. I'll probably take a little bit of a break after that. I'm probably gonna play this tomorrow. You know, we're currently 7-2 with this exciting brew. It's also, the deck has also, I feel like, been performing and like looking really well. And I know it's the Showcase Challenge tomorrow. I know that, you know, this is maybe not my best foot forward, but I do like to play the cool decks on the challenges. And since I only play one a week, it's like I would just prefer to play the deck I want to play, even though it's the Showcase. Yeah, and also if I O2 dropping is great EV for me too, because I actually get to have like a day and a half for a weekend instead of just one day. I sign your Ragavans at Hunter Burden. Can I sign anything else? You don't want my signature on your $80 card. I don't know. Yeah, I don't mind signing like, you know, $1, $5, $10, even like maybe $20 cards, but I feel like I would feel bad signing Ragavans. I feel like you'd be losing out there. Yeah, I'm gonna stream the Showcase tomorrow. Yeah, so so now that we're like off of the trophy race and I just have like a little bit more time and energy. I'm like gonna be regularly streaming the Saturday challenge again. I know there was like a while where I just like wasn't able to like be streaming much on the weekends, but my schedule is back to Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 2 to 3 p.m. CST. Monday through Friday, and then stream the Saturday challenge, or potentially the Sunday challenge if I have something else to do on Saturday, or if there's like a sick tournament on Sunday when we want to play instead. But I sign a custom King Louis card. I would for you, Doom. I don't know if I would for anybody else. Sign some Javier's? Oh man, I don't know that I could. That's Javier's card. Would I sign all 75 of my Vampire Apocalypse? I would for you, Spoke. I don't know that I would for anybody, but I would for you. I would for one of the OGs, of course. It's kind of a big ask. Can I sign your 2 sets after read them all the way? Yeah, now that I finally read them all the way, I think that I probably can. Alright, it's gonna be a tough game to win. I've actually been playing the I don't know if my opponent's playing like the mono blue list I've been playing or what, but yeah, these matchups have felt kind of tough. Let's go ahead and get Lurrus in our hand. And then we can go sack the drum. Trigger Anvil, trigger Disciple. Then we've got Shrapnel Blast up, which deals 6 damage, or 6 damage to our opponent. And they're not able to get a Shadowspear next turn. So our goal here is definitely to kill my opponent before they can get Shadowspear down. And I'm going to block with the Construct and then sack the Construct for 6 damage, putting them down to 7. And then the Anvil can put them down to 5. So we're a little shy of a kill next turn. I would sign a Proxy Black Lotus, but I'm not really interested in signing like any card more than like $20. Although I don't know if you guys remember the signets, because like the first time Wizards ever sent me like any merch or anything, it was the summer secret layers for last year, I think, or maybe this year, I don't know. But they sent me the secret layers, and the ones that they sent the streamers and stuff, the ally signets or the enemy signets, 5 of the signets were misprint, where they had original foiling instead of etch foiling, and then all the other copies had etch foiling. And so we auctioned those off, and it was for charity, and it was really exciting. But the person who bought them wanted me to sign them, and they bought them for like $3,400, and I was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure you want me to sign them?" And they're like, "Yep, it'll be fun." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is a huge mistake." But I did sign them, and I felt horrible doing it. Okay. Yeah, minus $3,400, I know. So I can go Lurrus, Bauble. Lurrus, Bauble is going to allow Galvanic Blast or Shrapnel Blast to be lethal. I think that's just got to be the line. Yeah, that's what they said. They bought it for me. It's part of history, but I don't know. It didn't feel that good. It feels weird. Can you find Oven with Synthesizer? Oven doesn't do it. Oven's only +1 damage. I can't sack all the cats. Let's go! Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I don't have Metalcraft. Oh, man. I can't get Metalcraft with Synthesizer either. Damn it! It would have been lethal if I had Metalcraft. So yeah, if I attack, I mean, I have 4 attackers, I have 4 blockers. What is attacking doing? Can I live? No, I can't. They also get the Shadowspear me. Okay, what we can do is go to game 2. Yeah, it's just like they just get the Shadowspear me. It's over. Cool game though. I will say this deck has been like incredibly fun to play so far. 3 Alpine Moons might be a lot, but hitting their Sagas is also very good. I think I'll trim this Shrapnel Blast. Shadowspear is good on my Squirrel. Yeah, maybe I'm just trimming all the blasts. I think Anvil is probably okay in this matchup. I might trim and Anvil. Disciples have actually felt really good. They were definitely a card I was more hesitant to include. But you know, I was testing it last night. They felt okay. They felt very good today, I feel. Sounds pretty bad against Mimite, I guess, but I'm gonna keep. Oh, you wanted to attack because you thought that the cats dealt damage when they die. Yeah, that would have worked if that had been how they worked. Oh boy. Pretty good start, huh? I feel like your deck might be weak to Midnight. I mean, every Ragavan deck is kind of weak to Midnight. It is what it is. I am going to YOLO Synthesizer for a land. Failed. I failed to find one. Might be a sad 3-2 here, huh? Can do one more league with this deck after this. This deck has been like I think my favorite brew so far from Neon Dynasty, and also I feel the coolest. Yeah, their list looks pretty similar to the Blue Affinity list I've been playing. I don't know. It's obviously hard to tell exactly how close it is. I think this is a bit better against Counter Magic to Oven first. I know that a lot of people are like... a lot of people are playing like various affinity shells, like the blue list with Dreadnought, without Dreadnought, with Tezzeret, without Tezzeret, with I think I said blue-white. And those lists have been feeling pretty good too. I've been definitely liking those decks. Any list changes for next league? I don't think so. I think that, you know, usually when a deck's like performing pretty well, I feel somewhat comfortable with it. A lot of times what ends up happening is that it's the sideboard that like takes some time to hammer out, and I think that probably is going to be the case for this list. That the sideboard is just going to take some time to hammer out, and so I'm just gonna like try to probably just jam another league later today, and then I'll be thinking about it for tomorrow's challenge, and then I'll be writing the guide and playing a challenge tomorrow. I like the Ravager list. I like the Ravager list too. Like, I don't think that there's no chance we could return to this shell or potentially figure out a way to build this deck with Ravager. But I do feel like Ravager is a lot worse. Like, the Ravager plan is a lot worse without the food package. Kroxigga with Squirrel, Sack, and Witches. I mean, it's okay with Squirrel, and I don't know. I think Croaks is too high on the mana curve with your Synthesizer. It's also definitely the case that this list is... Oh, we're super dead. Okay. Yeah, I think it's the case that this list is not really looking for more card advantage, necessarily. Like, the list has felt really, really grindy. Ooh. Really, really grindy and powerful, so, like, that, like, Kroxa, like, doesn't feel too necessary, and I think it raises the curve too much. As well. It also makes the deck slower, right? And like I think a big part of like being able to beat decks like Tron and Titan is just blasting them. You're still gonna mess around more.